A student is now in custody after police say he opened fire inside a Texas high school Wednesday morning. Authorities say 18-year-old Timothy Simpkins turned himself in after the shooting that injured 4 people. Investigators believe the incident began with a fight involving another student. CBS News' Mireya Villarreal has more on how the victims are recovering.
One of the victims is actually a teacher. His sister posting on social media this afternoon that the bullet that hit him actually barely missed his aorta. We know he has broken ribs and a collapsed lung, but he is expected to pull through. Chaos at Timberview High School after calls came in this morning of an active shooter. Heavily armed SWAT teams rushed to the scene and entered the building looking for the suspect who had fled. Arlington police say 18-year-old Timothy Simpkins was involved in a fight with another student. At some point during the fight, he drew a weapon and started shooting.
Just based on the information, I know there were more than 2 or 3 shots that were fired.
The shooting left 4 people hurt, 3 of them hospitalized. One, English teacher Calvin Pettit, was rushed into surgery. Panicked students and staff barricaded doors with their desks and hid inside their classrooms. Dale Topham was teaching close by.
So my mindset was, if somebody gets through that barricade, which they won't, but if they do, if they want to hurt one of these students, they're going to have to take me out first.
You can see the fear in this conversation between a student and her mother, saying, "Mom, there's a shooting. Please, I'm scared." So far this year, there have been 21 school shootings, 80 since 2018. Last year, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when most kids were doing remote learning, there were 10. After a short manhunt, Simpkins turned himself in with his attorney this afternoon. The weapon allegedly used in the shooting found 2 miles from the school. There is video of that original fight that is circulating on social media, and it has been shared with police. But students are saying that the kid that's getting beat up in the video is actually the suspect. He is now facing several charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Lana?
Mireya, thank you. For more, I want to bring in CBS News security and law enforcement analyst James Gagliano. James, thanks for being here. So officers confirmed that the suspect turned himself in to police with a lawyer present. What happens now?
Well, Lana, first off, this is the best result that we could have had because, look, we know that there were 4 injuries. We know that we do have a student that's still in critical condition, but is expected to survive. But I think the default position for law enforcement in these types of shootings is always to anticipate and expect the worst. And it was only 22 and a half years ago that Columbine happened, the shooting that really changed the way law enforcement models and reacts to these things. So what we do now is we go to the sound of the guns. We anticipate or expect that it is going to be something where there are going to be multiple wounded, multiple casualties. And in this instance, look, I mean, there's law enforcement has to deal with what we call the information vacuum as they're making entry. Is it a terrorist? Is it an extremist? Is it a hate crime? Is it workplace violence? Is it a domestic dispute? Something like that. And in this instance, it appears to be 2 students, a beef between the 2 of them. One student had a weapon. And look, let's hope that everybody recovers from this. But the suspect is in custody right now. We couldn't have asked for a better resolution of this shooting incident.
James, you mentioned an information vacuum, but in this case, there was almost a glut of inaccurate information. We heard police multiple times actually urge parents to check their children's social media accounts because accurate claims were being spread online, making it extremely difficult to sort through the information in those critical first moments. How do investigators go about vetting these types of allegations, misinformation, and James, what might happen to people who spread false information?
Wow, that's a really tough and complex question, Lana. So, we live in the information age. This is 21st century technology. We have the ability to crowdsource. We have the ability to use social media platforms to get information. That's a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing, and it's the law of unintended consequences. There's an old saying in the military and law enforcement that initial reports, first reports, are always inaccurate. They're always wrong. You can't trust them. And in an instance like this, law enforcement is responding. They're doing the best they can. Shots fired. Do we know where the suspect is? Do we know how many suspects? And the initial reports that come in are often conflicting. They're often confusing. Law enforcement has to sift through that. Now, if somebody, to your second point, if somebody purposefully tells law enforcement a lie, if they purposely try to divert law enforcement resources, they can be charged for that. But in this instance, law enforcement did what they needed to do. We've learned our lessons from Columbine, which means go to the sound of the guns. And that's what law enforcement did. In this instance, the suspect did escape, but ultimately turned himself in. So the resolution there was the best that we could have hoped for.
And James, understood that it was a better outcome since 4 people were injured, there were no fatalities, and the shooter, the suspected shooter, has turned himself into authorities. But still, there's a part of me that just feels like there has to be more that we can do to try and prevent these types of incidents. Are we even still having that conversation anymore?
Well, again, we go to a complex question. You know, we have Second Amendment privileges in this country, and the Second Amendment was ratified, I believe, in 1791. And there are arguments on both sides of the gun question, and I get that. From the law enforcement perspective, we try to tune that noise out and kind of focus on what we can do with the way that our country is set up to keep students safe. And look, after Columbine and after Parkland back in 2018 down in Florida, there were a lot of lessons learned, and we're continuing to evolve and get better at things. Single point entry, using magnetometers or security screening, having armed school resource officers in place, understanding that law enforcement now doesn't wait to put together the best plan. They just go in to interdict the shooter. In this instance, it could have been much worse. But you know, we've got to balance that thing, Lana, between do we want to have a police state? Because I can keep you safe if we have a police state, or do we want to live in a country where we have freedoms? And so we've got to find that kind of that sweet spot to blend both of those things. Very tough thing to do.
All right. James Gagliano, thank you.
Thanks, Lana.